So Fnatic looking, I mean, it's not over yet, right? So they need to focus on that at this point. Every single game still matters going forward.
Have we ever seen a Chinese team play TUS Techies? Is that a no? Or except Vici? Has Vici played that even in the past? No, right?
No.
So it's safe to say that none of the Chinese teams play Techies.
As of yet, yes.
It's a good pick against Undying. He's very prone to walking into mines during the laning stage because he's such an aggressive melee support. And in addition to that, you can destroy the tombstone with landmines, which is really good. So, I mean, it's kind of a cute counter pick. It's not like a direct counter, but if they wanted to, I think they would get it. Because I'm not expecting Fnatic to ban it. And as we saw at ESL 1 earlier this year, or when was that, a month ago?
Yeah,
roughly?
like a month and a half.
About a month ago,
yeah.
Fnatic did not deal well with the techies of Secret in that game.
True,
They got destroyed. And if you're down and you start losing the mind game, you lose the game. That's
the mind game.
Yeah, I was thinking that was...
LGD looks pretty darn relaxed though. MMI is just chilling back in his chair.
Yeah.
Siler just, you know, having his normal thing. So they look very, very much in tune with this game. In the zone.
As they should be. I mean, again, they're pretty much secured for that first spot, barring any upsets, and of course, Secret going forward, and then IG versus Fnatic lineup, that kind of matters. But I think they should feel pretty comfortable, and from what you guys are saying, I mean, if they're feeling that comfortable, they might try the techies here, especially seeing as how that's been picked quite often already in TI5.
I like the direction they are going right now. CM, like I mentioned before, CM is an indirect buff towards all your lanes, and we've discussed about how Fnatic needs to have a good start, have good lanes, and CM aura definitely helps the whole team in that regard.
classic LGD.
Yeah, it's gonna be TUS Lina once more for them, more or less, in the off lane.
Are they seriously taking 4 of the 5 heroes that LGD had last game?
Maybe.
LGD didn't have CM, right?
No, there wasn't a CM, right?
What? There was a CM. Xiaowei was CM.
Oh yeah, so it's exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
It is
thing.
And
exactly the
even
same
the
so
picking order is the same. The Storm was the 4th pick, and the CM was the 3rd pick. I'm not
That is
sure.
generally not a good sign.
I'm not sure about the Undying and the Gyro. They could have swapped the...
I mean, yeah, but
I mean,
it was the same phase, right? So
Yeah,
it didn't really
so-
matter.
So what's the pick missing?
Razor.
no,
was
that
it-
was
no,
it.
no,
Razor
for,
was-
fan,
it was-
for
it was-
Fnatic.
what were
It's
they missing?
Thank you.
Yao was playing
Sam.
yeah.
They banned it.
They banned it. That's pretty great. LGD is like,
man.
hold on. We've seen this somewhere before.
That's amazing.
That is pretty great.
I can't believe they just did that.
That's pretty great. I wonder. Well, Fnatic
that is
doesn't
so
seem
good.
too thrown off by it. Going with
I like the Nature's Prophet a lot, though. It's somewhat of the same tune as Crystal Maiden, that you can buff up all 3 of your lanes by being anywhere at once and taking down towers really quickly, which I think is really good with, in combination with Undying and against the anti-mage. So, yes, it has a lot of components of LGD's draft, but I think the Nature's Prophet is even a stronger twist with Fnatic's flavor in it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Prophet would... It's the same as Darkseer. Prophet is the same as Darkseer. If you're dealing with 2 heroes, like only one support in the lane, he's usually very strong because you can send the summons towards the support, and it's very annoying. Like, most of the supports cannot deal with the Treants hitting at you, and that would give the Prophet a very good time. You can just run up and take last hits and experience whatnot. So, and again, he's going to be able to help the other lane, so that would be really useful when Mushi is trying to gank with the Storm.
And another thing that's really powerful about this is they're able to take towers because they have the choice to
Right.
tank it. And Undying Prophet together is actually really, really good in the off lane, I think. It's a very strong dual lane. Prophet has a good attack animation, good damage. Undying with him together, you put down the tombstone, you have the treants, you can actually dive towers with pretty little risk compared to a lot of other heroes would have. So if LGD will indeed do the 2-1-2 lane, I think their anti-mage is going to get destroyed. This is kind of forcing their hand to maybe playing a defensive tri-lane, simply because, in my mind, Undying Prophet will not even just beat Dazzle anti-mage, they will completely destroy it.
Yeah, they're feeling
They should.
They're feeling the pressure as well. I think this is one of the few games where I see them putting maybe on a more space-making hero. They usually put maybe on like a semi-core, like someone can transition into the late game. And this game they've chosen to have more of a 4 protect 1 strat. I have to say they might be worried because the lanes, they are not expecting the lanes to go too well, since Fnatic have much stronger lanes this time around. Undying and Prophet, like Sin mentioned, could be a threat towards the anti-mage. Early development in the lane and you might need more heroes to make space later on because anti-mage is not guaranteed a good time.
Okay, so I mean, overall, sure, we're joking about, okay, they're kind of copying LG's lineup, but they didn't seem too thrown off either by just picking the Nature's Prophets after the Sand King ban, so it didn't seem like they were really set on taking that whole lineup. Game 2 is starting. We'll find out, can Fnatic secure 1 point to keep that hope alive of fighting for 4th place in Group A, now going up against LGD.
All right, so if you feel like you're living in a world of deja vu, you could wake yourself up from it. This is, in fact, game number 2 of Fnatic versus LGD, where LGD already have the 1-game advantage. And with this, unless Fnatic can just rip a game away from them right now, will guarantee them 1st place in the group stage after MVP took that game off Team Secret in their 1st game of the 2-game series. So it's still anyone's ballpark. You still fight for every single inch you can gain at TI. And Fnatic, well, they're fighting for it by taking what LGD used against them.
Yep, they are. And this is the 100th game of Ohio on Nature's Prophet. Applause to him.
I applaud.
That is a lot of games on one hero. Of course, probably not the most on Nature's Prophet, as there's a guy who has roughly 250 or something, 280. I don't know.
He's a dog of a guy.
He is. Anyway, top rune being heavily contested here by Fnatic, as they're going to secure that. And meanwhile, LGD going bottom, just securing that.
It's always interesting to watch a Nature's Prophet who goes for TP to start instead of having like Treants, because it's such a great lane presence early on to have maneuverability as your #1 task. Like, either you're assuming you're going to get enough space in the bot lane that you're able to find your level 2 quickly, or you just think like because what has he done with it? He's TP'd out to put an observer ward down, and then he TP'd back down to the bottom lane to be there for the creep wave.
Yeah, TPing out, and maybe you could do that even just by spending, 100 gold from one of your supports or something. But
Silo?
he's not going to have Treants, and that also means Tusk and Lina. That's a tough lane.
It's a little bit of a howdy-doody between Crystal Maiden as well as Anti-Mage. And KOXY is going to be really happy with this lane, primarily because MMY is only now just arriving, and it's a dual off lane, so Ohio just plays the defense mode and then brings Johnny over. So Xiao Weight's searching for him. He can actually get a double Light Strike raid right now if he wants to, but already getting decayed and being chipped away by Ohio, they're going to start forcing him out of the lane. Shards or no shards, this lane's still very, very strong for Fnatic.
It is. Undying is actually a really good hero for protecting this early game here of Furin. Try and give the Nature's Prophet his Treants so that he can lane on his own. And a nice D-ward here by Ketchik Imba. Gonna free up the pole spawn on top so he can pull the creep wave into his side.
Same time, MMY is trying to do the same over on the Dire side. Unfortunately for him, he can't actually find the ward unless he cuts down a tree. And he's only got 2 tangos to use. So he's got to have a guesstimation of where this thing is so he can get his own pull point.
It's a sneaky ward. I think he can see it if he puts himself in the right spot, because he cuts down a tree there, right there. Now he can see it. So he didn't have to use a tangle, but there was a tangle used to drop that ward. Sneaky ward. Sneaky, sneaky.
Well, the pull finally going to end, but Nature's Prophet loves this. This is one of these lanes where you're actually okay with having the pull happen while it brings the Dark Creep Wave underneath your own tower, because the Treants soak it up for you. It's not going to be the tower. You can actually switch the aggro out.
Exactly. He's not going to lose any HP. The only important thing is that Johnny, who's contesting bottom rune but going to get stunned up, the only important thing is that he is there to protect the Furin in the beginning here.
Xiao should still be a little bit... I know he's got a lot of burst damage up his sleeve, but when you get 2 decays on you, there's not a lot of life to work with. We should also probably have a look towards, well, actually top lane, because that's where MMY is copying a lot of damage. KOXY could have potentially pushed that one. He had flat cannon available and the new creep wave coming in. But
risky.
Yeah, why do it when you already kind of feel like you're getting the upper hand in the lane? The anime just managed to find 9 CS to your...
Oh, the blocks on bottom. Treants are blocking Xiao 8 so much.
And he has to walk into the Radiant jungle. That's not where he wants to go. Johnny's sticking with him. He's got decay in 3 seconds time. And Ohio, he could just TP in front of him if he wants to find it. But now Xiao 8 will TP out. And the attack from Ohio! He can't do enough damage in time.
Johnny decayed on Yao instead of Lina. He should have pursued the Lina. It would have gone the first blood. Oh, nice play though by Fnatic all over there. And Ohio showing his prowess on the Nature's Prophet. Good blocks there, setting all that up.
Well, I was actually thinking that this CS was so far in favor of Fnatic just in the early stages, but Like, middle lane is even Stevens, 15-5 versus 15-3. And then top lane, with the Gyro versus the Anti-Mage, it's 12-1 versus 14-2. Even the bottom lane, Tuskar's managed to find 15 last hits against the 15 of Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, a lot of mirrors today, Toby.
Yep. Saw it in the virtual reality test of Valve, and now I'm also seeing it right now here in this game.
Amazing stuff, dude. They're bringing it into Dota, apparently.
It
Sweet.
is. It'll be magical. Mushy, very lucky to survive. 30 HP, he'll get himself away from maybe. And this is going to be our first real change up in the lane. Even with the TP out from Zhao Wei, it didn't really change the balance, the equilibrium of the bottom lane, but it changes mid now with Mushy having to hold back.
Yeah, this is maybe such a strong mid player. Like, he really is. Even against a player such as Mushi on Storm, he manages to do this, pushing him out.
But Mushy's now got his bottle coming as well as the salve. Even riskily, but he knows what he's doing, stacking up the camp. So he's got a little bit more farm to get to. And he actually gets the salve cancelled about 75% of the way through it.
Yeah, he got the most out of it, though. It's all right. He has 2 bottle charges remaining. Puck coming back after taking the top rune.
Crystal Maiden's actually rotating into mid. Now, the Dire have no vision of this. The Dire only have 1 Observer Ward up, and it's watching the entrance to Roshan.
Such a hard kill. Only if he uses aggressive Illusory Orb can you do something here, but he might do that. Maybe.
Well, that's if Mushy puts himself in position for it. It looks like he is. And the
He
creep
won't.
wave's coming in, and now the move from Kerchik. Maybe he still doesn't see him. This is nighttime vision. That's why CM can get so close.
Yeah, but he has to back off. The only chance they have to kill him is if he's really far out and uses a farming Illusory Orb so that he can't escape.
Yeah, so what does Kerchik do in the meantime? Farm up a big centaur. She's Crystal Maiden. It's so easy to farm in the jungle. Johnny, shards on bottom lane. Zhao Wei, the tombstone has to be committed by Johnny. And maybe with Yao, actually, there's no...
They're just gonna walk straight back and they'll be fine. But still, though, nice disjoint there.
I'm actually liking the way this works. Middle lane, Mushy, low on life. That was your orb, and in fact, snowball in. Mushy's got to jump away, and he is away from Yao, but not far enough. The Tuskar shards will do the work. Ohio comes into this mid lane too. There's still phase shift available, and Crystal Maiden on the run out of here. The Sprout controlling
Kerchik.
Yao, but he'll cut his way through. Maybe dodging with phase shift. 2 attacks from the tower, keeping himself up enough that he can jump in, taking out the Crystal Maiden. And LGD once again, well, they mirror their performance in game 1 with the first 2 kills going their way.
Yeah, amazing play there, and Yao also getting so much gold here on his offlane Tusk, because he was farming well on bottom, and now also landing a gank that worked out, giving 1 kill towards the puck and 1 towards himself. Getting the first spot on Mushi there.
I was actually about to say that Fnatic are doing a nice job at the start. like the bottom lane, it's not that bad. Like they're moving Johnny into more of this core position. They actually pushed Ohio into the jungle so they can get multiple farm from the lanes, and it was working nicely. Even the Gyrocopter still getting really good farm on top lane, even if Sylar is catching up and, in fact, now ahead of him in CS.
Yeah.
Everything was still fairly well balanced until that fight.
Fairly well, but as you said, Sylar, his CS is looking really high, especially as they sent up the Gyrocopter there to contest in the beginning. They haven't been able to hold down Sylar's farm, and he is a terrifying player when he starts getting this kind of level of farm on AM.
I'd be terrified of all of LGD right now. Like, Anti-Mage having farm to get to a Battle Fury, but the other 4 in a position where Puck, like, that Blink deck is not going to be delayed in this game. It should be the average timing. Yao's even in a position where he can be overly aggressive in lanes, and Zhao Wei, they gave him a lot of space in the bottom lane while they were roaming ganking, so he is rapidly approaching level 6. You bring Laguna Blade on, especially when you get a shard trap like that over on Johnny. There's so much kill potential from LGD that Fnatic don't have space to just keep farming.
There truly is. And he might go for mana boots as well here on Zhao 8. He could go in and just buy it, or maybe he will go for something else. We see some...
It's the Observer Ward watching Yao moving towards Mushi. And when that happens, Johnny actually moves towards top. Okay, so this is the moment where you can start to exploit the Nature's Prophet. He hits level 6, so he got Wrath of Nature. His TP's on cooldown for 16 seconds, so he's not going to be able to just jump into this top lane for a fight. But they get a Frostbite and MMY, trigger the Wrath of Nature if they need to. And in fact, Shallow Grave, MMY, going to go all the way back to base. The Wrath of Nature will connect, but it's all too late. MMY will survive.
Yeah, too bad on the Frostbite there. Can't really use it like that. Sylar should be fine here. He can just blink, but... maybe they can mind game him.
They're going to actually summon a whole bunch of trees and just take towers now.
Yep. This is the power of Fnatic's lineup. Having the Nature's Prophet, they can take the towers like this. So it's a question of what can LGD do during this time. They're definitely going to lose tier 1.
Well, they can just push the tier 1 tower in bottom lane. Like, you Light Strike Array enslave the creep wave, or in this case, just shard it as well. But you've got 2 arcane boots on both Zhao 8 as well as Yao. So that tier 1 tower Like the creep wave just gets destroyed instantly. Now Mushi, he's waiting for his teammates, and it's going to jump up. Waited perfectly. Yao gets inside the snowball, stuns over on Mushi, but the call down from KYXY, they chase up even further onto Zhao Wait. MMY, the shallow grave once again. You do have maybe coming in. Dream Call. Mushi's got enough for just one more jump, but then again, he's silenced. He can't do anything else. So an attack up, finding the kill over on the captain of LGD, but KYXY also not in a comfortable position.
Maybe with the haste rune, he might want to go for this.
He's got to hide under the bottom lane. He actually buys everything. He's got KOXY.
They're pinging him. They know where he is.
Yeah, I think KOXY knows he's dead.
He's not going to try and go for it. Undying TPing in here. They're not going to risk it. Well, Mushi did get 2 kills there with his DD rune, though, before dying. So, yes, he died to a puck, but that's still pretty fine for him. He gained some gold.
It was actually Puck who got the kill first, so the experiences went to his teammates that were there, not to himself. Maybe moving over. They found Ohio. The shards, it's going to block him in perfectly. Follow-up snowball, attempted TP, but that is exactly the word, attempted. It does not succeed. While on bottom lane, they're about to go again. MMY, oh no, MMY and Zhao Wei, they back up at the right time.
They need a storm to catch and initiate these fights, so very difficult to just start the fight with Undying and CM there.
Yeah, but Mushi's going to move into his own jungle.
Yep.
He wants to try and farm up his own jungle before LGD come in and take it all.
But look at the top pressure now as well. Anti-Mage is just like, oh, you guys forgot about me? I'm just still farming. Still doing fine over here. Nature's Prophet will come up top and defend this, taking the farm. He has a Midas now as well on Ohio.
It really is a plan for late game, but Puck's already got the counter item for the Nature's Prophet. He's got the Blink Dagger in 6 gold. That's all he needs.
Yeah, and that's just a great tool overall, because against the Storm, against the Crystal Maiden Freezing Field, you can do so much work here, just cancelling any of them. Having the Silence and the Stun available. Puck, really versatile here now.
And LGD have to try and find... Fnatic have to find a way to keep LGD on the back foot, or at least roaming around a lot and finding no kills for their roam. I think it's the only way Fnatic can get themselves back into this game, or they can just man it. And that looks to be the case. LGD are going to smoke behind their tier 1 tower. The Fnatic already smoked up, ready to come in. So they're going to try and break the smoke. Going behind them, they jump on Mushi. Be there, and they trap him in. Mushi just needs to jump away to cancel this, and now KOXY in with a call down. Turn on the flat cannon, the damage is huge. Maybe it's being attacked by Mushi, while Zhao Wait, the shallow grave will not let him survive. They get 3 hero kills. MMY and Sylar come in. Mushi! Barely alive! It was the Mana Void from Sylar for the Rocket Barrage from KOXY. They'll still finish up Sylar. Johnny is man with a triple kill. The Tombstone's been up the entire time. The Treants, they're actually holding up Ohio, but no, they're holding up MMY. He gets back behind the tower. Ohio lost control of him. And,
beautiful though by Fnatic. They only lost 2 there, and they got 4 kills over on LGD. What a strong fight. They got 1,800 gold from that. I must say, the fact that Storm lived from the first initiation was part of a misplay from LGD. They used a Tuskar punch on a creep before, so he had cooldown on it. He couldn't kill the Storm.
That is what Fnatic wanted. I thought it was going to be through split push. Fnatic had different ideas about it all.
Yeah.
And the failed gank, they caught LGD with their shoes tied.
Definitely 6 for 6 now, and now Fnatic looking like they can actually take some pressure here. This is important against an anti-mage. Starting to invade the enemy jungle is super important, so getting a tier 1 mid is the first objective here.
They want to keep going. Second objective is to kill them all over again. 3-man smoke, maybe he's in the neighborhood. They don't have a silence, however. But they do have Mushi for his control, maybe forced out the phase shift from maybe early on. MMY on his way in, and there they go. Nova to start with. There's your phase shift. They do have the Frostbite, but it'll all away to safety, and then the Sprout. They drag back MMY. While maybe might be low and healing up, they still take the tower. They get the objective.
Yeah, that's a good rotation again by Fnatic. They're really moving into this 5-manning very well. Again, using the Gyrocopter as much as they can. Such a strong hero. Despite dying in the last fight, he had huge impact.
We still have to keep perspective for the rest of the map.
Yeah.
And there is still a big guy called Sylar who's farming himself away. Now, Mushi will come up here and just say hello and force him out of the lane. But this Anti-Mage is still continuously farming.
Yeah, he definitely will be as well, but he has still not dealt that much tower damage to the tier 1 top. He has been mostly heading into a jungle farming a lot. But he is closing up to that Battle Fury. That's when the AM really comes online.
KOXY just pushing maybe off this bottom lane. Looks like Yao's going to come down with a little bit of help from Zhao Wei. I still haven't seen a Laguna Blade kill from Zhao Wei.
Oh, and he's level almost 8 now, so they haven't been able to use that so much. Mid, Invis Rune gonna set up for a kill.
Yep, that's going to be MMY, this poor little Dazzle. He can shallow grave, but Mushy,
TP.
he's just going to stay behind him and get this last attack when it finishes off. The Wrath of Nature kicked in, and that's going to be the kill. While on bottom lane, they've initiated very heavily. The Tombstone is down. They might have killed the Gyrocopter, but they're going to lose Yao in return, and this was Xiao Wei committing the Laguna Blade to find that kill.
Yeah, it was, but now immediately Fnatic gonna push. Sure, again you lost the gyro, and this will hurt them, losing this kind of momentum on him. But Tier 1 tower gonna be pressured, and they're looking fine on the other lanes. No split push is really there.
Yep. Well, that's the beauty of Ohio. When you trigger the Wrath of Nature at the start of the fight, you're also pushing out the lanes at the same time.
Getting some TI3 flashbacks from that dude.
It's the Rat, man. But what does Ohio build into here? Like, do you try and keep the split push going? Do you feel like something like a Maelstrom push is going to do the work early on? Or do you try and find something like a Silver Edge?
I think one of the two items between Deso or Hex would have been the best items here.
Well, I like Deso.
Hex is super good against the puck and against the Anti-Mage, but Deso could bring the physical damage needed, especially as the gyro is kind of slowing down in farm now.
But is this going to be too long to get to? Like, I know the Deso is a lot cheaper these days, and once they actually purchase, we're going to Bracer on the courier. Okay, so he's still got 1,500 gold. Okay, it's just a little bit more life for the Crystal Maiden, that's all.
CM trying to survive the fights a little bit more. But yeah, I think that this later could be the play.
Coming up to MMY in the mid lane, and MMY dragged back. This time he won't. Oh, no, he does. It's the Shallow Grave timing again. The Wrath of Nature is still on cooldown for the moment.
Haste Rune gonna run away safely there.
Yeah.
Maybe Sylar was looking to punish that, but he himself just wants to go in and farm jungle now because the full Battle Fury is delivered.
Yep. Just get back into the trees. Just keep on farming. But Nature's Prophet doing his work. Keep the lane split push out as far as he can. I'm still seeing him with 1,800 gold. Not spending anything, but they're going to come for the bottom lane. The Sprout to get the vision to start with, and then the Treant spawn. No backdoor regeneration on a Tier 1 tower, and no fortification to stop this push. Yeah. While the rest of LGD, it's a two-man smoke move. Mushi puts down a Remnant, so he feels like they're coming for him.
Yeah, he's aware, but is he going to be disciplined about this? He won't back in. He won't go in there.
The problem is LGD don't know exactly where he is.
Yep.
The observer wards they've got are a little bit more shallower inside the Radiant jungle, so they're not getting the early vision.
And that's 3 Tier 1 towers without any contest and without any deny as well. So Fnatic, they're doing a really good job taking the objectives here. If they now start pressuring top for a Tier 2 there, Anti-Mage will have a hard time getting a Tier 1 trade again.
It's always that thing with the Anti-Mage, isn't it? You're like, okay, I got Battle Fury, so all I gotta do is just farm. But unless you want to go like full Eternal Envy style and you find holes in every single defensive line, like you can't farm as an Anti-Mage if you lose control of your own jungle. It becomes a lot riskier for you.
That is very true. That is very true. LGD, they're trying to build up so that they can team fight. They're going for the mech on Tusk, but they're still not quite there yet.
Maybe that's what Nature's Prophet should be looking into. Like, what if you actually look at it from a different angle where you go for the push power instead? Because who else will buy a mech on the team apart from maybe Undying? But he went for Treads, Urn, Full Magic Wand.
I don't think that mech will be that great. Like, it could maybe work, but right now I think they need to just itemize for the future, so to say. Right now, they are winning these tower pushes without having the mech. I think they need to go into DPS.
He's still holding on to his money.
DPS or lockdown. Like, buying a Mystic Staff and going Hex would be, conceivable for him now. Good way to kill the puck as well.
Xiao Wei's the man who, maybe want to look towards the top river. It's Yao who's farming up. Now, Mushi, the smoke's going to break. He'll just jump up, finds Yao, got drag him back in again, and that's enough damage to almost kill him before the Snowball. But Snowball as well as Shallow Grave been real problems. MMY's coming over for the Shallow Grave, won't get there in time, and the Observer Ward does get out Sylar. They'll use the Weave just to intimidate Fnatic a little bit from going any further. But while this is going on, Ohio is still pushing out the bottom lane. So LGD drag all 5 heroes to the top, and now they actually have to TP maybe to the bot lane.
Can I just start out by giving props to Fnatic for the reset from the last disastrous game and the look on their faces there and how they're playing now.
Going after Ohio. He's not going to commit, though.
Oh, he's tanky. He's too tanky. He's going to be able to TP out before He actually kills him.
I suppose if you commit the Dream Call first, that's your only stun.
Yeah.
Like you could have the Rift, which would cancel the TP, but he's got a TP scroll on him. Sylar, oh, this is a big catch out with the CM ultimate. They can't find the kill, or can they? The Urn Charge, no Yao will arrive, but in comes Mushy, in from the sides, finding Sylar. The snowball protection was attempted, but this now means the Tusker is going to be dragged away to Mushi. He'll get the Walrus Punch off, but he'll go down to the Gyrocopter.
Amazing by Mushi, getting the anti-mage there as he jumps away, even with the mech. They're gonna get a tier 2, and again, what is the trade-off? LGD, uncharacteristically here, starting to lose a lot out to Fnatic.
When you lose an anti-mage like that, your momentum, you just gave them 2,200 experience and almost 1,200 in the gold. When Fnatic then take another tower, it's over 2k they gain just from this, not to mention the space. The gold graph is drastically going vertical.
Yeah.
Same with the experience. For the first time in this game since what? The 2nd minute? And that was only maybe a 20 experience advantage. Fnatic are back in front.
Yeah, definitely. And Fnatic, I'm curious now. I really want to know, Ohio, what is your item decision here? Are you going to go for Orchid maybe, as you're having so much momentum? Could maybe get it before the Manta, but I think Orchid will quickly become obsolete versus AM. And even the... Oh, Puck actually went Dagon, not Dual Scepter.
There's your Orchid from Ohio.
So the Orchid is going to be really effective then.
So you get an Orchid on Ohio, control over on maybe, control on the anti-mage from blinking away until he finishes the mana style. If they can keep killing him off, that mana delay might be a very long time.
Yeah.
And, well, there's a Dream Coil, but Mushi, oh, he just
Nothing to
ulties
that.
away. He's a Storm Spirit. He doesn't care about that.
That's a wasted Dream Coil. Nothing to do with that. His team was too far away.
Oh, this has just become a hell of a game. And Mushi, he's picked up the Bloodstone recipe, so it's a Bloodstone build coming in for Mushi. He's actually got the whole shebang now.
Yeah, he does. That is really nice for him. So finally has his first real item here. Anti-Mage trying to pressure top, get some damage to tier 1. But he's going to be forced away by the Fury ulti.
Yeah. Initially, Prophet was TPing up there, and then he cancelled, and then said they used the fortification. So they must have not wanted him up there. Let Johnny take the space instead. So maybe, is this out now a critical time to also watch Mushi? Like, not just because he got a haste rune, but because he's going to have that Bloodstone on him, watch the charges. How quickly do they accumulate?
Yeah. Also want to watch the point of initiation from Ohio in the fights, because Silence is really good right now against everyone on the side of LGD. And it's going to keep being good the entire game against Dazzle. That's a very good target all game long. Just not having that great.
Mushi pings out Silent. So the initiation from Fnatic, is it Ball Lightning into Vortex to follow up Orchid from Ohio? Is that the goal?
Pretty much. I mean, you always want to come in from behind with the Furion, because that makes it easier to just pick your targets. Whereas the Storm is probably going to have to be the one to initiate, as they don't really have any other hero.
I love Ohio scouting as well. He had a couple of treants that ran up towards the Dire Ancients and caught out both the Puck as well as the Lina. So he gets vision of this, instantly adds aggression into the top lane. A couple of treants to push it out. Now, he doesn't want to push it too far or Silence is going to get free money. But at the same time, you reveal the LGD position, you keep the pressure on the side lanes, and you separate LGD, allowing Fnatic to do what they're doing right now. It's the gank on mid, jumping on Mushi. Johnny's going to be here, ulti and Tombstone. Mushi, Sonic's going to keep him alive, and Yao! Heavy damage from KOXY when he turns on the flat cannon as well. MMY is trapped up, and he's the man that's Orchid, so there's no shallow grave protection. Sylar, the only man to survive, because he wasn't there.
Fnatic just wiping the floor with LGD here, taking a really good team fight again, and that's at least a tier 2. Meanwhile, Mushi running with DD rune to top lane. Maybe he can kill AM before he gets the Manta. He will if he gets the vision on him on the next tower.
He's got 10 Bloodstone charges. There's the blink down behind the tower. Sylar feels it coming. And Prophet, here comes your TP. There's the Vortex into the Orchid. Sylar, it's a disaster. It's really a full team wipe. LGD drop. Anti-Mage has a minute to think about his life. But now, well, actually, because Prophet TP'd up, they can't instantly go in for Roshan. But KOXY is going to start it anyway.
Yeah, started off just committing into this Rosh. Good choice. Keep taking more and more objectives. They just got the medallion as well. Oh.
Yeah, doesn't want to make him feel comfortable. He shards them and locks them in, but Ohio now creates the arming of treants. Without the anti-mage, where they want to go... Actually, then again, you've still got Dream Call. They should really back up from this one, Fnatic. Yeah. And they are. They're actually getting themselves out.
Fnatic just taking it easy here.
They see Zhao Wei, long jump up. He was actually just trying to get rid of a Treant. That was what was giving vision to Fnatic. So with Zhao Wei down for 40 seconds, They want to go in again. The Treants can still tank up Roshan. KOXY has his full BKB and cooldown, so if they jump in for this, he's still going to have immunity, but with the weave hitting all 5 heroes of Fnatic, they have to be careful with their armor play.
Yeah, this Roshan is hurting them a lot, and they don't have enough earn charges for all of this. They're actually completely out of earn charges, and they don't have any more way to heal up.
They had some bottle charges from Mushi. But the weave is about to finish, and long jump up, goes after MMY. Again, the Dazzle's the primary target. Mushi might have been silenced by Maybe, but support's on the way here. As Yao.
They just keep getting kills non-stop.
It's pick-off game. Like the Storm Spirit is getting perfect pick-offs.
Yeah, they can just go bottom now. They don't need to take Roshan yet. Soul Rip gonna heal up a lot as well.
Sylar is trying to farm in the meantime. He's trying to finish the mana style. If he can finish up the Ancients, he could have taken that. But the chance of them having vision, Mushi, long jump in, Zhao Wei, dead before it even begins. You might have the TP in from Ohio, but the Sprout's the only thing that gets vision. Johnny and KOXY really low. Yao did some work, but KOXY living. The mana void in from Sylar. He'll arrive, but how much damage is he really doing? Kerchik slowing down most of the fight. You'll actually have an instant respawn practically from the Storm Spirit, but they found a lot here, LGD, forcing Fnatic back. They thought they could do it, but they went way too deep.
And Roshan still at 2/3 HP. They can maybe take this, but they don't have enough. They have the medallion, but they don't want to go for it. They just come back off.
They at least get the mantra on Sylar, so we cannot be controlled by this Orchid anymore.
Yeah, they know the Storm is going to be so close.
Yeah, she got a Yule Scepter as well for Zhao Wei.
Zhao Wei has a full Yules? Wow. Okay.
Almost, actually. Sorry, he's short by the Staff of Wizardry.
Okay, he almost has it.
The rest of it's on the Courier.
Also seems to be a bit of a miscommunication there on LGD as they have a headdress on Lina. And that's something you want to run around with casually. And I doubt that he's going to go into a pipe. That was just, you know, oh, I'm not going mech. That kind of thing happened.
A little bit of waste of money. Well, Sal's going to find himself a DD rune. The Observer Ward, which is placed very aggressively, is up next to the Dire Secret Shop, is seeing every movement of LGD. At this point, you almost ask yourself, should Prophet, when he comes back up, just TP top? Push LGD away from the Roche pit.
I think so. Or defend mid as he's doing now. Antimage has a DD rune though.
Well, they get the Orchid on Sylar with a Sprout as well. They need a jump, but Storm Spirit's too far away.
Yeah, not gonna go into that. At least mid tower defended. Still holding on to all their tier 3s. Oh, he steals the stack. Nice.
That's beautiful for him. He almost killed the Courier, which had the ultimate orb on it. That's Ohio's ultimate orb, so it is going to be a Scythe of Vice for Prophet after the Orchid. Which is understandable when you got 3 heroes who are picking up Yules, or like the mana style, so 2 Yules and 1 mana.
Yeah, definitely. You want to have the full hex.
I'm not feeling the split push though now. Like, Fnatic have become a little bit more defensive. Like, they still have vision of where LGD is moving. In fact, Prophet, okay, that would have been a very ballsy TP if Ohio completed that one.
Yeah, they're still gonna go for it though. They're just pressuring as soon as they can. But it takes some time to regroup after losing that last fight.
TP's on top.
Defend top.
Yeah, they need Storm to jump. And, well, there goes Sylar, just blinking himself away, and maybe Dream Call on bottom. You're still got a BKB available for KOXY, and they drop the Tombstone. The Dagon doing some serious work, and now KOXY, the Yule Scepter, instantly taking off the Orchid effect. We need to turn on Black Cannon, but there's no Black Cannon available. Johnny's going to go down. KOXY just a TP out, but the Mana Void is there. That'll cancel the TP. He cannot do enough damage, and LGD, everything that Fnatic took from them, they've taken back, and they'll grab Roshan now.
Yeah, and he buys up a full basher as well on Antimage, and he still has 1,000 gold to go. This is starting to look like a drastic turn of events, Toby.
It's, yes, that graph, we now have hit the Himalayas. Like, that's one high peak, and then a straight fall down directly after.
There was that two team fights in a row that they lost as Fnatic, and they have died 3 times on their gyrocopter, so having a pretty tough game.
Fnatic still have a lot of if they can compose themselves now. What the Prophet brings to this game is still a lot more delay time, so the Storm Spirit can get bigger as well as the Gyro. Their high ground defense is still fantastic, based on both the abilities they've got and their split push nature.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But I'm wondering, I'm wondering how this game will pan out if it continues to go for 10, 15 minutes. I don't even think we need to mention how dangerous this Antimage can become.
True, but then if Fnatic get the ability, it's like you kind of just need more disables. So be it Scythe of Vice, maybe even one of those games where a Gyrocopter looks towards the Abyssal Blade, so you get that lockdown control on the Animage later on.
Yeah, but he's so underfarmed on Gyro though. Of course, Abyssal Blade would be really great, but he doesn't have MKB yet. He doesn't have Lifesteal either. He's still sitting at Aquila, Drums, and magic wand.
Yeah.
Of course, he has his BKB though, but that's really it.
It's not a happy day for a Jaro, but at the same time, the Animage isn't really tanky. So they got ways to deal with it. Kerchik being initiated on. There will be the Glimmer Cape, though, to get him away. Yes, it's just a license to kill for Sylar.
Yeah, Aegis aggression, always very, very nice for any team wanting to push.
Wrath of Nature tries to keep him back. Johnny, ulti, and Tombstone. Are they really going to try and fight this one? Prophet's on his way in, but Johnny already killed off by Sylar. MMY focused by Mushy. Can't find the kill because of Shallow Grave, but he's brought down Zhao Wei. MMY with a TP out. He doesn't do it in time. The Shallow Grave didn't survive long enough. Ohio with his TP out. Sylar will find him as well, but the snowball, it's Yao who's isolated by Kerchik and KYXY. 3 heroes lost for LGD. The tower is defended, and more importantly, Storm and Jaro lived through the whole thing.
Yeah. They
Okay.
lived
And
throughout the
too.
whole thing, but 2 heroes were still killed, and Sylar is still having his Aegis, so he could go aggressive mid right now. Even one against 3, he could go in.
He could. And without the Prophet up, there's no split push to punish. Oh, Mushy. Maybe he's having a crack at him, but then Kerchik coming in. Where's that phase shift? It's available. She just jaunts up, and Mushy follows him, takes the stun, and then the Yule set for maybe more space to be created here.
Yeah, just running around, trying to fool with the enemy a little bit. Definitely annoying, this little puck.
What's this Radiant Courier for? It's a Demon Edge. KOXY has the start of his damage.
Yeah, he definitely needs it. They did take a good team fight there, though. The Undying Tombstone is still very, very useful for them. And you can see a Storm. He just went in on 2 supports at the same time. They were so clustered up in that fight.
The fight actually ended up like that's what happened with the Storm Spirit, with like the 2 supports getting caught in the back line. He's making sure like there's no Shallow Grave, or at least attempting to make sure that there is no Shallow Grave.
Yeah, or making sure that the Dazzle has to Shallow Grave himself, in which case it's pretty much wasted as well. It's not being used to keep anyone important alive.
They're coming again for the mid, Johnny. He's got Tombstone available as well as ulti. They use the fortification, but then Kerchik getting caught by Maybe. The Glimmer Cape will be there. Basila just jumps forward. Abyssal Blade in. There's a gem over on Maybe, hence the Invis does not save him. But on bottom lane, Ohio's adding a lot of pressure. This tier 2 tower is going to drop to just probably even the catapult if Sylar doesn't take care of it. In fact, he's coming down for the kill on Ohio. Ohio playing the tree game perfectly, and Cardi. One more attack, Cardi. Sylar's not even going to go for the go for the deny. She does 1 HP. Did he calculate that? He could not have calculated that.
No, there's a damage difference, so it's like, yeah, it might survive, but I don't think he cared. When you're Antimage, you just want to go from one farm to the next farm to the next farm, so...
That's almost worth a Prophet TP in and then just like TP scroll back out again.
It definitely is, definitely.
Because that's so much money which you would gain for it.
He has TP already now, so he could go for it straight away. But I don't know if he realized it's 1 HP.
He also triggered the Wrath of Nature a little early. That bottom creep wave is pushing in, and LGD are using the weave advantage to currently take out the tower. Almost wondering if this is the point where Ohio has to start creep skipping to keep the lane back.
Yeah, could do that. Could do that, but I don't know if that is enough, though. They already have the creep wave coming into a tower, and then Antimage being so tanky with the weave, they don't really care if they have the creeps there.
Ready to fight. KOXY, the BKB will go off. Sora going to keep him alive, and look at Mushy. Straight in the back lines. Hex is over on the Dazzle, focusing on Maybe, but the Gyrocop is already down. They've lost a huge amount of their damage. Just Mushy back out again. They've isolated Sylar, dragging him in, but the Aegis Immortal is still up and running. They burn it, and that's all that LGD's lost into a big dream call.
Triple.
3 heroes caught inside of it. That could be the game right there, with LGD not losing a single iota, and Storm Spirit, the sole survivor, they will come for Rax at the moment.
Yeah, that's 1 lane of Rax, almost guaranteed. I have no idea how they're going to defend this with Gyrocopter. Of course he could buy back, but then he's just out of the game, I feel. I don't think they can defend this.
It looks difficult. It really looks difficult. Fnatic could have been the spanner in the works for LGD to stop them from having that 100% secured #1 position, but right now, it looks like LGD, they're rolling their way to victory.
Their position is still secured pretty much, though. Almost, but yeah, that's true. They're going for the 2-0 completely. LGD looked a little bit shaky there in the beginning of the game, but now they're back to as we know them.
Storm, long jump out, and straight jump back again.
That was dangerous. They've got Yules there, but Yules was on cooldown on Xiaowei.
Sylar was almost in range for an Abyssal Blade hit.
Yeah, so close.
All right, so...
Lina is going for the pipe now. She has it.
Yeah.
So if you have a headrest, might as well kick into the pipe. It is good in this game. There's plenty of magic damage throughout the CM and the Storm. And the Wrath of Nature, every single fight.
The early plan of regeneration, it works. Solar Crest now done for the Dazzle as well.
I wouldn't count Fnatic out though. Even if they lost that one lane of Rax, they still have the 2 hexes, so they can definitely deal with even a farmed anti-mage
Yep.
if they just chain disable him. But they need to take a perfect fight for sure.
But they can keep chain disabling him. This anti-mage refused to go at BKB. He's got one more item slot to fill, apart from removing treads for BTs at one point, if he even wants to do that.
It's still smart what he did though. Going into Heart when you're being chain disabled is very useful, because if you go BKB, maybe you get hexed before you can BKB.
Yep.
This way he's gonna be super tanky. With the spell shield, this is very hard to bring down. And if the weave is on him as well, I don't think he can die.
LGD really have to turn this into a game of trades now. Like, just stop LGD from pushing and fighting these wonderful fights. Keep the lanes pushing at all times. Like, even Kercher coming in, throwing out a Frost Nova to push in the mid lane and straight TP out. Like, anything you can do to keep these lanes pressured so LGD don't feel like they felt like they could take a bottom Rax, and they did take a bottom Rax, because they team wiped Fnatic.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best case scenario for LGD. At all other times, they're not going to feel the confidence to come high ground.
Every time the team defends tier 2 and gets team wiped there, you have to think, was it even smart to go there and try to take the fight? Because sure, maybe if you took a perfect fight, but dying outside your base and just losing your Rax right after is so painful.
Smoke wrap from LGD. They've got 3 players coming down,
they see the
4, and
courier.
they're going to go for the courier. It's coming up, and they actually find a better thing. It's Kercher Kimber, and they find the courier kill from Zhao Wei. But the Zhao Wei hanging around for that courier kill means that Mushy can go to work on him. Pipe or no pipe, Mushy will still find this kill, and they've got a big call down
What a
with the
good
Sprout
Sprout.
lockdown. The Snowball will try and protect for as long as possible, but here he comes back in again. Yao knows he's dead, but Sylar jumping in on Johnny. How much damage? Looking for the Mana Void. Can't get it off. He's isolated inside the Sprout once again. Ohio, the perfect
He's
position.
silenced.
They silence him up. They need to get more here, but KOXY silenced by maybe. There's your Mana Void. There's your Bash as well. It's a double kill. Looking for even more. He's chasing after Johnny into the tree line. No Abyssal Blade, but he can go for the Bash. But they're worried. The Storm Spirit, Mushy,
Storm
long
jump.
up, but he burns so much mana just to get to this point. Ohio with the Sprout could give some vision. They see maybe, but Mushy, he's out of mana. There's no more joy for this Storm.
Sylar has healed up so much with the heart,
He can
he's
go
going back in.
There's no... Oh, he doesn't have Abyssal Blade.
Silence.
Yep, it's going to be there, but the Sprout's coming in as well. He got a bash from Sylar. They need more help, though. Ohio actually silencing up maybe and then splitting himself with the Sprout, but Sylar still cuts his way through. That'll be the kill on the Nature's Prophet, and maybe even more chasing after Mushy.
Oh,
There's still
God.
mana for a jump, but now in comes maybe. Can they catch up to him? The blink on down. No Abyssal Blade,
bash.
but he's burned everything out.
No bash.
Second bash, where is it? Third hit, finds it. There's a Dagon as well. This is now inside the base, killing off Fnatic. All Johnny can do is ulti, but that's very, very little. They're still going to chase him down. They've got the vision, so Glimmer Cape doesn't help him out. There's your Abyssal Blade going to go to work. Johnny's down for the count. Maybe almost
Who
all
can
killed
stop
up here by
Sylar?
Crystal Maiden. She lets it go, and the blink away, not in time from the puck, but Sylar already taking the kill. And
Sylar's just traveling the world, finding anyone who can fight him, but there seems to be no one.
No, there is no one. He is literally Kenpachi.
He is the god.
This is tier 2 tower lost. This will be tier 3 tower lost. KOXY is doing everything he can to defend, but
I mean, he has no items.
He has no
he's-
team.
He's dirt poor on this Gyrocopter. He has a Demon Edge and a Talisman of Evasion. This game is going to end up very, very sad for Fnatic after a great start.
LGD should be very happy. Storm, jump in, jump out. At least gets the pipe triggered off. Nothing more than that. He knows it's merely a deterrent until he has Prophet and CM up again. But LGD won't go any further. They'll back up. They'll just delay it. Maybe go back for a Roshan. They got 7.7k gold over on Sylar. Jump out, catching him in Y. The Hex over on Zhao Wei was a silence him in Y. He still gets a Shallow Grave off from KOXY. Really great call down, but can they kill Sylar? They need to isolate him
They're
off,
going.
and they're snowballing in, protecting Sylar for the moment so we can mana Sylar out. Yao low on life, and
Silence.
Sylar so low, there isn't any more life to be had, and he's down for the count. 99 seconds. Fnatic, they make an opening. They need more mana to jump up towards Zhao Wei. That will give him a team wipe, not to mention the courier. Zhao Wei's actually giving his gem over the courier.
Fury has TP.
It's scouted out by Mushi, so he knows what's happening. Zhao Wei, the Yule Scepter, into the Light Strike array, but he's waiting out so long that they're able to catch up behind him. And where is it? Get in front. They have to chase after Zhao Wei.
Just trying to run after him. Fury can
Force
still
up.
TP. His TP
Maybe
line.
back in again. The Dagon can't kill off Kerchik. Not while actually
Zhao
Zhao
Wei
Wei.
is
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mushi is still here.
Xiao is like, I'll take you on, all 5 of you.
If Mushy jumps here, he still won't find the kill.
Yeah.
All right, so Fnatic can take Roshan, though. They've got Animage down for 60 seconds, and he does have buyback, but they're going to try and grab Roshan.
Yeah, that's very big as well. Getting this Aegis, maybe they can just stay alive.
Okay, with the courier.
They need this on the Storm, though, I think. The Gyrocopter is just too weak. They need Storm to take this.
That Radiant Courier just went through like the gap between the dire creep waves, pushing it through top and bottom. It's bringing in the Monkey King buff for KYXY. Yep. And he's still got buyback after getting this. The Tombstone dropping. Fnatic are committing everything they've got to ensure they get this Aegis the Immortal into the hands of Mushi. And, well, as long as he can stop being bashed, Mushi will take the Aegis the Immortal, and they've got to back up, or do they? The jump up, that's a long jump up, chasing after Yao. Ohio came with him. They've got the Hex. They're actually going to bring down Tuskar.
That jumping. And Fury and TP in as well. That global killing power that they have. Nice play there, and they go back, heal up mana. They're going to have to get one more pick off, but they're really keeping LGD down.
They are. They need the space creation. Space creation a little bit more than this. When you got one hero down for LGD, there's more room for the Prophet to work with, but he's still very scared about what can happen with the Puck. Now the Puck's got BTs with the Blink Dagger as well.
Yeah.
He's got so many different ways to catch Ohio out of position.
He does, but he has a Dagon 5 build as well. Like, he doesn't have Hex or anything to control the Storm, and I don't know. The Dagon is strong, but it's going to fade off quicker than the Hex builds that we see on Fnatic.
Okay, so Sylar built a Butterfly now.
Yeah.
This is after the Monkey King bar has been completed. It does at least mean that the Nature's Prophet can't attack directly into him, but I'm seeing a Demon Edge on Ohio. He's also building the Monkey King bar.
Yeah, Butterfly is still a very good item, though. Like, even against the MKBs, it's still going to give him so much more attack speed, armor,
it's just having no
damage.
BKB. Like, if you get a 10-second BKB and you trigger it before you even jump in, then the Hexes have no effect on Sylar.
I think BKB would definitely have been the safe choice here. Sylar is just going a little bit ham with this build, but if he had a BKB, he would have been
they found maybe.
Stronger.
Out of position, the Puck's down, and the gem is lost for LGD. Mushy thought he wanted to be part of that fight.
He wanted Bloodstone charges, man.
And he's actually building into a Mjolnir build on this Storm.
They're 2 Raxes down. They're, you know, preparing for the possibility that they will get mega creeped.
I suppose it's the only way he pushes without burning so much mana.
Yeah. I talked to a Blitz about the Maelstrom build on Storm previously, and it's pretty strong. I think Blitz said that someone suggested Maelstrom and Veil as a combination build, and it's
really?
Yeah, and he was actually thinking about it.
Not many people build Veil these days.
Yeah. Well, Storm does have a ton of magic damage, but we see Sylar just still playing aggressive here, farming the enemy jungle.
Well, he's still insanely tanky. Even if he dies, you've got buyback on Tuskar, Puck, as well as Animage for LGD.
He's also so farmed. He has 475 last hits at 39 minutes in.
Can Ohio by himself? Like, the Wrath of Nature's being used. So the top lane he's pushing him. This is actually one of the options that you have from a Nature's Prophet to try and get a counteract in through the top. And that would affect LGD. Because they don't have counter creeps on the lane because they haven't taken the racks in that lane. But they're looking at Sylar. Sylar, he's walking into it. Can they get the Hex? They will. The Tombstone drop. They've got to kill him off really quick. At the same time, Mushy trying to hold him back. He got the Shallow Grave into the Snowball as well. Sylar still alive, but then they get the stun off Sylar. He's going to go down. Yao as well. There's
Fnatic.
2 big kills. Fnatic. Space has been created.
He still has buyback, but this is a great opportunity. Such an awesome smoke there for Fnatic.
And no Creekways pushing in the side lanes. So
2
Fnatic
minutes.
can do this push, but there's a buyback for the Animage. And Mushy jumping in. Animage is going to come back. Xiaowei down for the count. Maybe the Yule Scepter up. The Shallow Grave again protecting Xiaowei. He will survive this. They got the buyback on Sylar, but can Fnatic get themselves away from this? The BKB, they waited for Sylar to jump in. The Monkey King bar bashes actually going on Sylar.
Can they make
He's
a
already
dieback?
hexed up. They need him dead. They need to die back on Sylar. They can't get it. The Shallow Grave. Mushy will commit. The Aegis Immortal will trigger. He may jump in further for this one, but Sylar, he's already back at base. Fnatic, they just won out, but the silence on Mushy, he needs to get free. There's no more disables though. They'll jump out. They got what they wanted, or do they? Mushy up in the air again, but there's your jump out. Animage, he'll jump up, he'll find Johnny. Instant Abyssal Blade. They'll bring down the Undying, but they won't find any more. That's costly for LGD.
That was so close to game by Fnatic. If they got the anti-mage there again, that would have been over. That would actually have been it. Like, Fnatic could have pressured, taken 2 racks easily, maybe even mega creeps during that dieback time.
Kerchik running away. Courier, be a little bit careful as well. It's got the butterfly of KYXY on it. They cannot afford to lose this.
No.
Oh no!
It ran back in, Toby. Courier is dead. Gem is also dropped there, but of course
What did it
Animage won't
turn
take it.
around for?
It was gonna be fine if it just fly west, Courier.
Where the skies are blue, listen to Wet, Wet, Wet. Man, Crystal Maiden now has an Aghanim Scepter as well, so they have to delay it for 3 minutes. Shouldn't be much of a problem while you got Nature's Prophet on the field. He's keeping the bottom lane pushed out. He can also afford the full Monkey King bar if he wants to. Kerchik, he's so far forward using that Glimmer Cape as just confidence builder.
Yeah, just running out, trying to stop this push. And they seem to be going for a tier 2 top, meaning that if they see them here, Nature's Prophet will probably go and push bottom.
But is this what you really want to do as LGD? Okay, yes, you denied the butterfly to the gyrocopter, but the anime still has buyback on cooldown for 5 more minutes. If he dies, you don't have him back, and he bought back really early on too, so his death timer is very long.
It's definitely dangerous. They know that as well, so they have to do a really good job of protecting them. So look for Storm or Furion to stop the Dazzle. That's their goal. If they can stop Dazzle from graving him, they might win the game.
Notice the flash farming of Mushi too. He needs another 230 gold before he's got buyback. So he just takes out the mid creep wave, and then we'll have to TP himself back, or they're just doing... Actually, they're TPing out. LGD are not forcing this. Maybe he comes back to the middle lane trying to find Mushi, but he won't get it. And Ohio then switches himself down to the bot lane. He still needs more farm before he can buy the Monkey King bar and have buyback. So critical for a Prophet.
Yeah, that also means that they will get time now. Just 1.5 more minutes for Fnatic, and they will have the Butterfly. If they have Butterfly on Gyrocopter, he's not going to die that easily. This is actually looking like Fnatic could possibly take it late game.
A smoke move for LGD. It's a 4-man smoke with Sylar just roaming around. Still 2 minutes, still Roshan potential, and, well, Sylar keeps pushing in bottom.
This smoke is super dangerous for Fnatic. Can they avoid it? They're not in vision of LGD.
Ohio is really worried about it, but now they are. The Dire Observer Ward, they're about to come in range of this. Is there, like, where's the gem? There's actually no gem on Fnatic right now.
They lost the gem. It was on the Courier.
Yeah, they got one on Zhao Wait, and the other one is over on Maybe. But the smoke movement, they know where Fnatic is. They can almost go for a blind jump because they saw a little bit of it with the Observer Ward on the hillside.
They definitely know where they are.
Sylar is just so, like, it's such obvious bait.
Yeah, they see Sylar, but
He actually jumps up. He still knows where Mushi and KYXY are. But look at top lane. Ohio's got good momentum coming in here. The bottom lane's not pushing in far enough. LGD really are just looking for a fight, and that's all.
Fnatic, be careful now. Mushi walking the wrong way here. Has to get out of him from there.
They have to also assume that LGD have vision there. Like, it has to be an assumption.
Yeah.
They have a gem over on Johnny. Oh, they got jump.
Oh, they don't
Mushi, long way down. Kerchik can be caught out right now. He's still got Glimmer Cape, but there's 2 gems for LGD to see him. So Kerchik, wait, Soul Rip, they got to finish the job. Sylar being hexed up and sprouted up. It's only delaying it, though.
Yeah, and that's a Crystal Maiden down. She's down for 1 minute, but the Butterfly now picked up on Gyrocopter, so it's still better to fight now than it would have been before they got this butter.
That top lane's also still got momentum on it. So Nature's Prophet is up. He's got Wrath of Nature off cooldown now. He'll want to save it for the team fight. But actually, no, he doesn't. He just lets it go. The top wave is going to push into the tier 3 tower, so LGD will be looking behind themselves. But if they can finish the game, they won't care about losing a top lane of Rax.
Yeah, that's fine. Just shove the creep waves even more. That's what the Storm and Furion try to do over and over. And 30 seconds and they're going to have full 5-man up again.
And LGD, I don't know if this is really just safety first or if they're just scared of coming into Fnatic. Because you are looking at a position right now. It's like you're already looking sweet in your group stage, but you want to end on the best note you can. The 2-0 victory over on Fnatic, topping the board and getting probably more points than almost any other team apart from CDEC in the competition.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, look at Atomage farming the Ancients, and Roshan is going to be up very soon. It's a very quick spawn.
It's Moonshot time.
It is Moonshot time. He's getting to that level.
Yep.
Get the extra attack speed.
Nature's Prophet's happy, Monkey King bar and buyback. 2,500 gold up his sleeve at the moment and farming up the Dire Jungle, while the rest of Fnatic are just trying to bunker in inside their own base.
They actually found the ward in their own base on LGD side. Puck just running by and killing one of the wards.
The random one. Roshan, this won't take long.
Yeah, this quick Rosh spawn. Very sad for Fnatic as they don't have the map control.
Yep.
Lucky for LGD though.
They're coming over. Like they actually smoke to try and contest this. The second Roshan goes down. Either they take the high ground fight, which could actually happen. Maybe jumps up. They put down the Observer Wards. They see MMY moving. And the Observer Ward, however, it looks around the corner, so they're feeling safe. And Sylar blinking in the middle of them. Maybe there as well for the Dream Call, but KYXY needs
Chain
more
hex.
damage. Sylar, he's low, hexed up. He's down for 2 minutes. MMY as well. Mushi's the man ganking him on the side. Shell, wait a minute, to survive this one. Mushi going after Yao. He's going to get the kill over on the Tusker. There's only the Lina running back again through the mid and maybe went south. Again, Fnatic, they find a potentially game-winning fight.
Beautiful there, and they got the silence from the Orchid on
Korea.
Ohio, silencing the Dazzle so he could not grave there. So crucial. Just beautiful performance.
Make the run, forcing fights. Mushi jumping in. There's still no buyback for the Animate. 7 seconds on the cooldown for it. And Ohio, the Yule set will protect Xiaowei for the moment, but they're trying to go even in deeper. They take out the gem. They're looking for the tower, maybe as well. He's down, but it's the Agassi model to bring him back. Animate, buyback is up. Is it going to come 50 seconds forward? Tusker at least finds himself with a Lotus Orb. They take the tier 3 tower. They haven't taken Rax, however.
They have the creep wave.
They overstaying their welcome. Be careful with this one. They can't do it. There's your silence over on maybe. A jump out with a cooldown. Just back the hell out, but Yao jumps forward. It's the hit on Crystal Maiden. You can just let her go right now. Sylar, one hit to kill her off. The BKB is expended. Mushy jumps up maybe. The double dream call. Ohio, he's just going to TP himself away from this one with the Wrath of Nature. Any kind of support. KOSY locked down by Sylar. You're going to lose as well, Ohio, but he might even bring down Yao. The shallow grave will keep him alive for now.
3 dead first side of Fnatic, but the buyback was expended from LGD, and that was the 10-second BKB as well from Anti-Mage.
And you still got 4 buybacks. The only person who can't bring herself back to life right now is the Crystal Maiden. But the Jaro and the Prophet both can come back to life.
This is hard pressed though, because they're gonna get forced to buy back probably on both heroes here.
No one dying ultimate as well for the next fight. LGD are coming too quick and too fast. And there's your buyback by the Jaro. Prophet still holding on to his. He actually started spending some money as well, but he...
They have the Lotus Orb. They could actually Lotus Orb the Dazzle after he gets silenced. That way purging it, and that way saving AM. So Yao could maybe save the entire team fight here with his Lotus Orb.
LGD, here they come. In through top, Prophet. Still not using that buyback just yet, but they use the fortification first. Mushi's controlling up the mid lane. He can jump over in just a moment. He's also got 18 Bloodstone charges. That's nice for him. But the tier 3 tower, there's your jump. The Hex over on Sylar, but maybe just as quick. Catching out Mushi, but KOX by the front lines with a call down Tombstone. Ohio being obliterated by LGD. That's your dieback. They use Shallow Grave very prematurely over on Xiaowei, and that's why Mushi jumps in again. He can get the pick up on Mushi. So low, needs to get himself away to safety. He's unstoppable. They've taken out 2. Sylar doesn't want part of this one. Maybe he's still on the back lines around the Tombstone. The Dream Call might hold him back for the moment, but can they find the pick-off? MMY is the neighborhood with Shallow Grave available, and Sylar rips him apart with a Mana Void. Johnny back up to the higher ground, but where's your buybacks? You've still got 3 of them available, but it's not on the course. Storm Spirit is all up to Mushy. Undying, back to the world of the living. He Vortex only in the illusion, so the tier 3 tower is gone. They're pushing for Megas right now. LGD, they have to slow this one down. Somehow, putting out anything. The range Rex is the only thing that stands between them and Megas. Crystal Maiden's back in again, but who can she go on? MMY, Frostbite, something. Mushy, hexed up maybe on the back of him with the silence. Mushy, the damage is too much. He's down. That could be it right there. GG. The Creeps were actually winning the game at the end. LGD will finish their group stage run with a 2-0 victory over Fnatic, and that does put them in front of Team Secret.
We cannot say that Fnatic didn't bring a fight though, and a lot of respect for them to play this good after that first game. Amazingly well done, but LGD are gonna be the one to prevail.
That they are. Fantastic series from LGD. Fnatic's day isn't over. There'll be more games for them to play. Just have to pick themselves up. They did so well though. Game number 1, they got destroyed. And they came back in game number 2. They did take LGD's draft, but they worked hard to fight it all the way.
The Nature's Prophet was core though. That was a really nice pick for them. It worked so much. I'm actually really happy to see Ohio play that.
The Disable game was good, but the Anti-Mage was strong. That's going to be it from us down here. Let's throw it back over to the analysts.